Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen we're making a delicious creamy coconut tres leches cake with my friend Rick Martinez.
Yum.
So let's get started. First off, we're gonna set our oven to 350 so it's nice and hot. And now, in a large bowl, we're gonna combine our dry ingredients. First off, 3 cups of all-purpose flour.
Great. Are you going to give me a gram amount, or am I doing this the old-fashioned
You don't
way?
have it memorized?
Wow, okay.
360 grams. For the scale on.
If I had known that, I would have studied a little bit harder. Okay, sorry. Now, 360?
360.
Okay.
It's not a test, so it's okay if you spill.
Okay. I'll try not to, since you're looking over my shoulder.
With kindness.
50?
There we go, perfect. Okay, we're gonna remove this excess grams.
6 grams over!
Well, for best results, it's nice to use the appropriate amount of flour.
This is true.
Okay, to puff things up, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder.
Yes, chef.
So if you haven't had a tres leches cake before, I would describe you're missing out.
Yes,
It's
you're
delicious.
living a sad life.
A life that could be happier.
That's very true.
It's a wonderful cake that's porous, so it has like a nice open crumb to it, and you are going to drench it in a lovely syrup of milks.
Yum.
Originally, tres leches cake was, I think, just different kinds of milk.
Right.
And we've definitely sweetened things up. This variety from my cookbook, Preppy Kitchen Super Easy, has a lovely coconut tilt to it. It has coconut milk in there and sweetened condensed coconut milk to give you a lovely coconut flavor without using coconut extract.
Ugh, no.
Because I do not like that. I like the way sunscreen smells, but not tastes.
Not taste, yeah.
But you want your cake to be really accepting of that liquid, so we don't want it to be too dense. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. This is so nice having someone to help you in the kitchen.
And by help, you mean measure it all out.
If it's too much, I could do it.
Oh, my wrist.
This teaspoon is heavy. For some contrast, 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna grab a whisk. Our scale is done. Whisk it up so it's nice and combined. We wanna distribute to those leavening agents really well. Do you approve of the whisking?
I do, yeah.
Okay, good.
Wait, I think you missed that corner.
Okay, good. We can set this aside now and get on to the wet ingredients. So I'll do some work now. Now, in the bowl of our stand mixer, we're gonna add 4 large eggs. Room temperature is best, but it's fine if they're cold.
Do you want me to measure out the sugar?
Oh.
I don't want to just stand here idly while you do all the work.
Well, why don't you tell me about your new book? Okay. Since you have a minute.
Excellent. Wonderful segue. Yes.
We even have this to show.
Yes. Since we're talking about Mexican things like tres leches, this is my new cookbook, Salsa Daddy, and as you might have guessed, it is all about salsas. I adore salsas, and salsa means sauce in Spanish. So it's not just that, chip and dip salsa that you might be used to. Sauces in Mexico can be cooked, they can be fermented, they can be chopped and smashed, burnt, boiled, raw. There's just an endless variety of sauces and salsas in Mexico. And so I really wanted to bring my knowledge of salsas, having lived in Mexico for the last 5 years, to everybody in the US. And so this book is sort of like my love letter to all things salsa in Mexico.
I'm so excited because salsa can rescue so many different things.
One of the salsas that I make, I actually named Alfredo Rojo, which is basically like an Alfredo sauce, but red. Because when I tasted it, I thought, I want this with grilled chicken and pasta. And it actually worked. It's really, really good. So actually the photo is with penne and grilled chicken.
That's amazing. When is the book out?
It is out on April 29th, 2025.
Pre-order a copy. I'll have links in the description box below, or grab it if it's out right now.
Yes.
All right, so for our eggs, I want 1.5 cups or 300 grams of granulated sugar. I'll measure out this part.
Wow, we're doing old school with this one, no grams.
Well, sugar is a liquid, so I feel like it's okay to use a volume measurement. What do you think?
I mean, it's
well.
your book. You do you.
I see. Perfect, okay. And now we're gonna mix this up until it is really, really creamy and combined. We're gonna beat them together on medium speed for about a minute. It'll look light and fluffy, and the sugar will be on its way to dissolving. After about a minute of mixing, it's time to add our delicious coconut milk. Would you like to do the honors?
Yes.
So just take a look inside of here. Really nice consistency. Coconut milk can separate when it gets too cold, and you'll have like just coconut fat and coconut water. You want it to be homogeneous.
Creamy.
And for this recipe, I called for a lot of the tres leches mixture. If you wanted to have a bowl with a piece of cake floating in the middle around a lake of the tres leches, you can double the syrup, and I fully endorse that.
Also, you can use it in your coffee or your tea.
See? Add 1 cup or 240 mils of veggie oil. And you can use any neutral oil you want for this. 2 teaspoons of vanilla, I'll let you eyeball it.
Yes, okay.
A lovely depth of flavor.
Wow. Very nice.
And by the way, if you don't want to use vanilla in this, you could use a nice dark rum instead.
Or use both.
Or you could make your own vanilla using
the
dark
rum.
rum as the base. Okay, we can
Exactly,
consensus. Yeah. This is nice.
Yes.
All right, our wet mixture is all done. It's time to combine. So mixing on low, we're gonna gradually add our dry mixture in, and you can help too if you have a helping hand in the kitchen. This cake is very easy to make, and the nice thing is you could make the sponge like pretty much very far in advance. You could even have it in the freezer hanging out, and then add your tres leches and the topping as well. Also, it's better the next day.
Yeah.
You know, you really want that soaked in, super like falling apart texture.
I love tres leches. What's your favorite flavor of tres leches?
Well, it'd be coconut because I like coconut so much. Otherwise, I think just a plain vanilla with a nice hit of rum in it.
I do love coconut. Probably coconut, but then Nutella. It's really, really good. I can't keep Nutella in the house, I have to admit. It's one of those
Really?
things, if I have it in the house, I will literally just sit with a spoon and eat the whole thing. So, yeah.
I'm not gonna judge.
Thanks.
So I'm gonna scrape the bowl down now just to make sure that nothing's hiding at the bottom. The batter is really nicely combined, but not overmixed.
Very important.
We don't want that.
No.
Our mixer is done. We're gonna grab a 9 by 13 inch baking dish and give it a spray. Give it a quick spray. You could also butter it. It's basically optional because this cake isn't gonna stick. And now we're gonna transfer this into our pan.
And when you say we, you mean you.
Or I could do it.
No, I'm fine. I need my workout after the coffee cake and our delicious lunch.
By the way, if you like my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's 2 new recipes every single week and always something delicious on the horizon. You subscribe, right?
Obviously.
Okay. Our cake's ready to go into the oven, 350 for 30 to 35 minutes, or until it's risen, puffed golden, and a skewer inserted in the middle comes out clean. While it bakes, we'll get our tres leches together. It's time for our tres leches, and here we have a delicious combination. But I want to talk about the sweetened condensed milk, because you could use regular sweetened condensed milk for this recipe. It'll still be delicious. It'll be more like a regular tres leches cake. The sweetened coconut milk comes in different brands and varieties, and this one I think is going to be a little bit of extra work. Yeah, so we open it up, and it looks basically like it's
Solid.
a rock. So we're going to get this out of the can, microwave it so it's nice and melty, and then combine. If you're using sweetened condensed milk, you need 1 canister. If you're using the coconut version, you want 2 because they're smaller.
No, not 2. More flavor, no.
Our sweetened condensed coconut milk is all melted. It does taste a lot like Coco Lopez, so if you can't find it, you could use Coco Lopez instead, but this has less of the stabilizers and other stuff. It's just sugar and coconut.
It's organic Coco Lopez.
Perfect. All right, I'm gonna add this into a large bowl, and coconut fat is actually pretty good for you because it's a medium chain fatty acid, so it's a shorter one as opposed to like butter, let's say. And I'm still pro butter, but it's like less artery clogging.
So you're saying this is a healthy cake?
So, I'm not saying that, but it might be implied. Okay. We also want 2 1/4 cups of full fat coconut milk. Lovely. 1.5 cups of heavy cream, a little bit of extra full fat heavy cream. Will this make it more rich?
Yes.
Half a teaspoon of vanilla, or it could be 2. All right, and this is what I would call a virgin Tres Leches cake. And oftentimes, like, you would add some rum to make it just a little bit extra delicious. And Rick brought a beautiful rum from Mexico over, so we are definitely gonna add that in. How much would you add in?
I mean...
He measures, this is a measure with your heart moment.
Yes. So I brought this knowing that you love rum, and Mexico has really incredible sugar cane. Also, I'm obsessed with piloncillo, which is the raw, dark brown sugar that's produced in Mexico.
Which I wish was easier to find here.
Oh my God, I should have brought that too. Okay, next time I'm gonna bring a separate
Like
suitcase
a Sherpa
for you.
of just presents for me. Oh, thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's really, really nice.
That's really nice.
It's so smooth with like a lovely like notes of honey, or it's like,
Yeah.
it's lovely.
How festive are you feeling? Although, I mean...
So it's for adults, so.
Okay, so this is the full de-virginized version.
Yes. That's lovely.
Okay.
It's about 3/4 of a cup. Our milk mixture is ready, so I'm gonna set this aside and allow your cake to cool for about 25 minutes until it's warm to the touch, but not cold. You want it to be accepting of the mixture, but not fall apart because it's so hot. So our cake is cooled for a bit, it's still warm to the touch. We're gonna puncture this all over with skewers so that it really draws that liquid in. Ready?
Yes. Oh, am I doing this too?
Or I could just, or you could just watch. Missed a spot?
Speed it up.
Okay.
Yeah. I would like to have a cocktail, please.
Having guests in the kitchen is a blessing and a curse. I'm just kidding. Our cake is all poked. It's time to add 3 cups of our tres leches. That's like 3/4 of a cup. Just so we,
Just
so we're
accurate,
clear.
yes. Well, I'm surprised you didn't pull out the scale to weigh it out, but...
So we're pouring it all over, be kind of slow, let it have a chance. And basically it's gonna form a lake and come in from all edges. But you want the center to get fairly inundated as well, so extra attention to there.
Does yours float?
It will.
Yeah. So don't worry, if it floats, it's perfectly normal.
This smells so good right now, by the way.
Yeah.
This is really what a tres leches cake should look like. It should not be a cake that looks a little dampened.
No.
It needs to be fully just like soaking wet with the mixture.
There should not be any patches of dry. Like it should all be wet, but if you're making a good sponge, which this is, it'll hold its shape and just absorb all those delicious flavors.
All right, we're gonna set this aside now so it has a chance to absorb, and then while that's in the fridge hanging out, it's time to make our delicious topping. For our topping, we want 2 cups of cold, heavy cream. And if it's a warm day, you can have your bowl hanging out in the fridge. To sweeten things up, 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. Gonna mix this on low to get it started, and gradually increase speed to high. You're gonna mix this up until you have a lovely, soft but stiff peak. And I always mix it until it's almost there and finish it off by hand, because whipped cream is the simplest thing to make. But if you walk away for a moment and come back, it's
Butter.
delicious butter. It looks like it's almost there, so see, we have a softer than I want peak, but we're gonna finish this by hand and just have full control over the whipped cream. I do the same thing with cake batter. I'll usually mix it until it's almost combined and then just finish it off by hand, because you always want to scrape the bowl down, and over mixing cake batter is just
The worst.
it's the worst. Here we have a nice stiff peak, so our cake's ready to assemble. By the way, if you did walk away and you overmixed your whipped cream, it's not the end of the world. If it's just a little bit overmixed, you can add some more cream in, mix it, and it kind of brings it back.
Really?
Yeah, my mom taught me that. After a little bit of chill time, our cake's absorbed a lot of this liquid, and it's time to get that whipped cream all over. I'm gonna plop it on, but I'll let you swoop it up.
Oh, wow. Oh my God, now I'm nervous.
Why would you be nervous?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because you're judgy?
You don't have to be precious about this, but just give it a couple swoops so it has nice even coverage.
God.
It looks great already.
Great, we're done.
Your Coconut Tres Leches cake can chill out in the fridge for a couple days. And then when you're ready to serve, you would top it with the whipped cream. You wouldn't want to have the whipped cream hanging in the fridge because it loses its consistency and kind of like falls apart a bit.
Okay.
This looks lovely. Amazing job. If you want to garnish it, you could add some sweetened coconut or just coconut that's been shaved. And we gave it a toast, so it has a nice golden color here, which will set it off nicely. Just scatter that about. If you're toasting coconut, it depends on the kind, because the sweetened kind will get color more quickly. Just give it a couple minutes in the oven, 350, stir every minute or so, and keep a close eye on it. Once your cake is decorated, it's ready to cut and enjoy, but you would be remiss if you don't serve it with the reserved Tres Leches mixture. That is what it's there for, and it is necessary. It's not optional. Cut the piece that you want. Any size is fine, no judgment.
Oh, you did it.
You sound surprised.
Look how pretty that is.
And then we're going to pour all over on top of the cake too. Wow. You basically want to pour as much as the plate or bowl will hold. That's the rule of thumb.
Sorry, I'm drooling.
Ready?
Yes. John, that is so good.
Thank you. An easy or super easy recipe from the cookbook, and I honestly love the texture of this cake. It's so soft and creamy, and the flavors can't be beat.
The flavor's amazing, yeah.
I hope you get a chance to make this delicious recipe, and if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button and check out my cookbook playlist.